This is about our current situation of government in the United States. The government shutdown, with the IRS being completely shut down. People don't understand what that means. It's not just about your taxes. It's not just about your income tax returns. It's about students who are in colleges, University of North Carolina, University of Georgia, University of Texas, University of Florida, stuff like that. They're not able to get their financial aid because they can't get their tax returns. The IRS is who handles a lot of the paperwork that's needed for information on your status to see if you qualify for financial aid. You need your 2016 tax returns, 2017, whatever. And they can't get it. Offices are shut down. The Coast Guard's working without pay. Families in the Coast Guard are struggling right now with the fact that they had just bought Christmas gifts before the shutdown was announced. And now, what, do they have to return them? There's been families writing to CNN and stuff like that saying that they're contemplating returning their Christmas gifts because they need to make sure they have the money to survive until the government reopens and they start getting paid again. Employees that are working for, the Center for Disease Control and stuff like that are going in to check on experiments, but they're going to lose other ones because other employees aren't able to get in because they're being held outside the gate. Not to mention, what about the man hours it took to write these letters to these government employees saying, hey, we need you to work, but you're not going to get paid for it. Or, hey, you can't come in. Thousands of hours of man time went into writing these hours, or these letters, and suddenly, instead of that thousands of hours going into something else, it went into that. And let's face it, our current government, our current system of government is failing. We have fat cat politicians who have been politicians their entire life that didn't do anything other than get raised with money and then jump into politics. I mean, even Donald Trump, people hurrah'd him because he was a millionaire businessman. He still had money growing up. He still was never living on a working wage or a living wage. He's always had money, daddy's money, but still he's always had some kind of high level of money. And now he's shutting down the government because of a stupid wall between us and Mexico. Not to mention, he's a highly illegal and questionable president, and people voted for that. Yet, that's kind of what we had to do. We had the lesser of two evils. That's who people thought was the lesser of two evils. It was him or Hillary. And, because of the WikiLeaks and her emails, a lot of people thought, oh, well, she can't be trusted. And I was one of them. But here's the thing. It's all because of the way our government is set up. We have a dual party system, Republicans and Democrats. Other parties like the Green Party, the Marijuana Party, the National Socialist Party, the National Communist Party, and hundreds of other little small parties will never have a president or any real elected official in government for the country because of the way it's set up. The two-party system keeps anybody else that's not with those parties off the news, off the cameras, off the debates. When's the last time you saw a third-party candidate in a debate? It was H. Ross Perot in the 90s. Since then, it's always been the two parties. We haven't had a third person. We haven't had a third, fourth, or fifth person. These debates need to be open to whoever basically can make it to where the debate's being held. It doesn't need to be about the money. We don't need, political ads shouldn't be able to be about attacking each other. Shouldn't be able to be like a paid TV commercial. A political ad needs to be about what your stances are on certain policies, explaining who you are, why you're running, etc. That all needs to be done. We need to change our entire system of election. We need to get rid of the Electoral College because, I'm sorry, some odd amount of people do not speak for the entire populace of a state. I don't give a fuck what the intentions were behind it. At the time, maybe it worked, but it's not now. When it's proven that Hillary Clinton had the popular vote, but yet she still she still lost by the Electoral College, that tells you she was voted as the president by the people of the United States, but not by the Electoral College. The people's votes are what need to be counted, not the Electoral College. Because it shouldn't matter in smaller states, that you've only got 13 electoral college votes compared to 52 or whatever. What needs to matter is each and every individual citizen is the one who voted. Every vote needs to be counted and tallied, and whoever wins that is who the president is. The president is not whoever's, he was able to pay, and whose party was able to buy the electoral college votes, or whatever party the electoral college seems to feel they're part of. Other things that need to be changed on government is policies and procedures. It's not a federal court case to have a non-violent offense. It's not a federal court case to have someone who got caught with marijuana spending life in prison, while you've got rapists running the street because they're rehabilitated after 5-10 years, or murderers getting out and then committing another act of murder. No, the marijuana crime he may go back out and smoke more marijuana. Hell, he may go back out and sell more marijuana. But if that's the worst he does, we're still in pretty good shape. We need to revamp our entire system of government. We need to stop letting the minority make the rules for the majority. We need to stop letting the minority of people decide what's the best for the entire population. Because what's best for your little group of people in Alaska is not going to be what's best for your group of people in Florida. What's best for your people in Texas is not going to be what's best for your people in Pennsylvania. Different living conditions, different groups of people, different groups of, individuals, different types of jobs. I mean, Pennsylvania is a big, or it was, I don't know if it still is, but it's a big mining state. And mines are dangerous work. I mean, so is the oil field. But the difference is the oil field makes so much money that there's never been a real need to have a union. But up north, and this is coming from someone who was born and raised in Texas, who's lived in Oklahoma, Missouri. Now I live in Louisiana, and I also lived in Ohio. When I lived in Ohio, Target wanted me to join a union to work part-time unloading their truck, which was 2 days a week. Like 20 hours a week. And they wanted me to pay union dues and become part of a union to do that job. I refused. And there's a big reason behind it, because if I'm only making what they were offering to pay me, 20 hours a week, I would not have had any money after that. I would not have made anything. And, there's, no need for unions in certain jobs. There's need for unions in other jobs, though. Police officers need a union. Teachers need a union. Honestly, armed and